Ever wonder what it's like to live in a cozy New England cottage? Join us as we transform our simple ranch home into a comfy cottage. Each week, we work towards improving, maintaining, and beautifying our home and garden, all on a tight budget. Hi, everyone.
Hey there.
If you're new here, I'm Gina.
I'm Paul.
And this is Brambleberry Cottage.
That's us.
Yeah. So, welcome back if you're not new and you've been with us for a while, so welcome back. This week we are tackling some dupes, some Pottery Barn dupes, the best we can. I have been searching on Facebook Marketplace for a while for a coffee table. Pottery Barn especially is my favorite, but it is very, very expensive.
Right.
And I mean beyond expensive. Same with CB2. They're all fantastic stores. Honestly, if I hit the lottery, I probably would go nuts in those stores. But we can't do that right now. So what we're going to do is do some dupes. That's my hope. I'm going to find what I can and try to do a dupe. It may end up being slightly different, but I'm really looking for a certain shape, a certain form. So we're doing a coffee. Did I mention that at all?
You did.
Okay.
Table, yeah.
I start going and I don't remember what I'm talking about. But we're trying to have a coffee table for upstairs. I love our coffee table upstairs. I didn't mind it. The size was great, but it was starting to get to that point where I was looking for something new and different, and I really want to do this certain look in our home. What I'm aiming for is, and we'll tackle that next year, from January on, it's going to be a whole year of that, but I want to lead up to that. But we're going to do this whole year of Nancy Meyer style. That has been my true love, my true passion, since the 90s, and it has never faded for me. I've always been trying to find our style.
Yeah.
Both Paul and I agree on that type of style.
Beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's so homey. Picture Father the Bride 1 and 2. Something's got to give. All of that. That most wonderful Diane Keaton that loved, truly has my heart, and I have adored her for years. And as we all know, she's passed away now, and it's been heart-wrenching for me. She was such an icon and such an idol for me. But that whole style, that Nancy Meyers, I love her movies, her style. So that's what we're trying to do as of next year. That's something I feel that we can grow into,
Right.
even into our old age, much older age.
Classic style.
Yeah.
We'll never go out of style.
Yes. So because of that, I think it works well with our cottage as well. And because of that, we're slowly leading up to that and have been for a while. I don't know if you remember, many videos back we talked about trying to find our style, changing it up. We like a lot of modern things, but we seem to love a lot of classics. We're not into the country. We're not into the real ultra modern. We're not into eclectic. We're not into too much maximalism, but sometimes it kind of leads into that. I'm not totally into minimalism either.
Not even the farmhouse.
No, that ran its course for me. It's not that all of those aren't lovely. I love when people have their own, they put their stamp on it. I think what I love is when people stick to the style they know is theirs and they put their stamp on it and make that house theirs.
Right.
I know it's very different when you're selling a house, but when you're just living in that house and you love it and you want a certain thing, you should go with it.
You want to be comfortable where you're living.
You do.
Yeah.
So this whole, for a while we were into this hygge thing. We're still very into that. So the whole hygge feeling, the whole Nancy Meyer style.
They kind of go together, I think.
Yeah. That cottagey feel. That's what we're going for. We do have a small cottage, so we wouldn't dress it up like we would a very expensive mansion. It would be silly.
Of course not. It'd be
So
different,
so we're in a rural area, but we have a lot of suburban areas in our area. It's kind of a mix of both. It's not city by any means. We do have a very busy area where we are, but it's not city by any means. So it kind of fits into that. We're in New England. It fits that sort of style. we're gonna kind of own that. So we're starting with little things here and there. And the first thing for us is that coffee table. And
Right.
we've already been nipping away at it slowly. But nipping away, chipping away probably.
Sure, that works.
Anyway, you know what I mean. Anyway, so we're going to tackle that this week. Also, we're going to be doing a lot of Pottery Barn look and feel to our sofa. We have one upstairs and one downstairs, so sofas. We just ordered a new one. The one we had for a while just wasn't fitting. It just wasn't working out for us. The size was perfect for the room, but was very uncomfortable and almost too small.
The size was good for the room, but not good enough for our family. We needed one at least that would seat 3, and it was a 2-seater. It was too small. And it wasn't deep enough to really sit comfortably. So this new sofa we just got, I think it's much better for the room and much better for us personally.
I agree. I agree. Now that we've ordered another one, we ordered it from Wayfair. We tend to like this like corduroy feel to it. What we're doing is we ordered it because it was a Wayfair deal. It was inexpensive. It was a really good size in the sense that it wasn't enormous, but it wasn't really super small either. It's a really good size and fits
perfect size.
Anywhere from 3 to 5 people comfortably, depending on how we have it set up. But it's very plain. It didn't come with any pillows, which is fine. I like adding my own stamp on it.
Right.
But it didn't do anything. So we're going to order some pillows. We're going to order a nice blanket to kind of get that Nancy Meyers autumn feel. And with the coffee table. Downstairs, same thing with that sofa, but behind it.
Behind the sofa downstairs, I built a console table, which I built it with the intention of storing our folding tables behind the couch under this console table. And I measured one of the folding tables, figuring they were both the same size. The table's about an inch too short to store the other table, so I've got to lift that console table up.
Yeah, so just a little zhuzh.
So. Yeah. And you're going to redecorate, I imagine, the...
Yeah, so right now it's just kind of housing all of our equipment for downstairs. Instead of a TV, we have a projector and we have a big screen, which is great for downstairs. And we can, what's the word I'm looking for? Cast. So we can cast our shows on it, and of course we can we have a DVD hooked up as well, so we can watch our movies that we have. It's great, but it's just everything's kind of plopped there. So I'm going to try to...
We've got speakers there and some equipment on the shelf, so we want to make it look nice.
I do. I want to try to hide that and try to make it look nice. So I'm going to tackle that as well. I'm not intending on changing out the coffee table downstairs, but who knows, while we're doing this, I may find another one that I really love, or a cool ottoman or something. I'm always on Marketplace. That's what we do. We buy, we redo, we sell, and we also find things for ourselves. We try to always look for free and cheap, but clean items. So we're very particular. So on that note, we have those. By the way, your table is an ingenious thing. It's a great place to, when you have a cottage, you want to find little nooks and crannies to hide things. And it was a multi-purpose because it's a table that housed all our stuff for our movie theater downstairs, but also some decor, and it looks nice behind the sofa, but also it also acts as a hidden storage area. You have to be creative in a cottage. So, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I didn't know what table you were talking about.
Oh, but console table.
Yeah, that did work out well. I'm glad, except I should have measured both tables before I built the table. Sorry, the folding tables that I store under there. I should have measured them both before I built the console table.
We coulda, shoulda, woulda on a lot of things, but you really have to give yourself grace because we have busy lives and things happen, and things happen, and this is real, folks. We're not HGTV perfectionists. I mean, we are going to make mistakes. We're going to redo things. You might watch a video of ours and say, didn't they redo that like 2 months ago? Yeah, we're going to redo it again and again. Yeah. It's just, when we feel it, we do it. And you should always feel comfortable in your home, even if you're constantly changing. It's okay.
Absolutely.
It's okay. It's your home. It's your business.
Do what you want.
Yeah. That's it for this week.
Yeah.
If you like this sort of video, please give it a thumbs up.
And we'd love it if you could subscribe as well. We appreciate the support. It's absolutely free to subscribe, so please do if you haven't already. And if you have, we thank you very much.
Absolutely. So Let's get into it.
Let's do this.
We found this table on Facebook Marketplace for $10, and there's one that we love. There's a few of them that we love, but this was one that stood out to us and was similar to what we were looking for. We had like a few of them that we had an idea for, and this was one of them, and we were happy to find something very similar. On Pottery Barn, it's over $1,000. So we found this. Paul was realizing this isn't like a structural thing, so which is good because this is a very mission style, very colonial style. It's not our style. So we're getting rid of this middle part, and also they have these little cornices, these kind of small cornices. We're going to get rid of those as well. So we'll have a more straightforward design. The one we looked at had 2 drawers. We have 1 drawer here. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. They have plenty of tables that have that, and frankly, doesn't matter. This is what we liked. The other thing is, it's very orange, very orangey. Paul has sanded it down, so we like that there's a shelf underneath. So the legs themselves, there are some that are more intricate on Pottery Barn, but we don't need that. We don't want that anyway. But what we're going to do is kind of work with the color and see how we like it. But we're also, like I just said, Paul's going to take these out and those little cornices. So now we'll have a more simple, straightforward look. It'll be closer to that Pottery Barn style, and then it'll all be about how we finish it. So it might be a lighter stain, because they do have a lot of blonder woods, or it might be a dark stain. It all depends on what it all comes out looking like. We'll do a side-by-side so you can see what the Pottery Barn one looks like and how we did it, and we'll get as close to that as possible, but we really did fall in love with it. So let's see if we can get it to match. So Paul has done a whitewash technique, and I don't think it was penetrating enough into the wood. Also, it was very splotchy. So, and that's what happens sometimes when it's watered down. So we did a more permanent, regular base of just plain prime. And now we're going to stain on top of it. So I'm going to tackle the staining and hope that the color comes out okay. If not, we're going to tinker with it and hope that we get the color right. What we're trying to do is either get a dark stain, or because we like both, either get that dark stain
or get a light bleached stain in some way. So we're trying to do one or the other, and we're going to see which one we like best. So if I like what I do here, I'm just going to keep it. If not, I'm going to keep working on it. So let's tackle that. I always try to wear gloves when I work with stains. Sometimes I'm in the midst of something and I forget, but I always try to do that when I can. So I have a dark stain, so we're going to try that. And this stain, by the way, is dark walnut, just so you know, and we like Minwax. You can do it with a brush or whatnot. I tend to like with a rag for stain. You can wipe it on as you go. One of the reasons we did the primer before is to help with the oranginess of the wood. Hopefully get the color that we're looking for. You've seen us do this technique a million times and we really like this. So far I'm really liking this. We'll see how it all comes together when it's all done. And we'll see if it's too dark for us, and we'll see if it's what we're looking for. We have a very uneven floor here, so it's rickety. This technique works on real wood, but this is fabricated wood, and I feel like it works best because it gives it that wood grain look and feel. I just feel like it might go on slightly better, maybe because it's a smoother nature. When you're doing the primer and the stain as well, that technique. Remember these on the side down below, hoping you can see that. So these side spindles here, if that's what you call them, they left these marks because they were dug in, really dug into the wood. What I like about this is what was left behind were these marks. At first I thought, oh no, how do we fix that? But I really like that character. It makes it look like a knot in the wood. Maybe in certain spots it'll look like a peg. I'm really liking that. So I like this color, but a lot of the reason we do that whitewash technique is to get rid of that orangey look. And I'm going to let this sit for a little bit to dry and see if I'm really liking the color or if I want to go slightly darker. By doing another layer, it'll hopefully make it slightly darker, but and I want to finish it off just because that first wipe is always a little bit rough, and I want to do a little better of a job. My apologies ahead of time. I'm up before everyone else is up, so I just wanted to quickly work on this project so it had the whole day to dry, and in doing so you're seeing morning hair, no makeup, the whole wonderful thing. So apologies. Months ago, we had ordered this couch on Amazon and it was so uncomfortable. It was cheap. It was under $200. Normally it was 200 something, but it was a sale. Plus we had some Amazon gift certificates towards it. It was all kinds of things going on. So it ended up being for us under $100. It's great to group all those discounts together, folks, for stuff like this. It was great. And we like the look of it, and it fits better in this room. But here's the problem. It is still, even though we've done all this is months later, we wanted to see how it worked out. It is very uncomfortable. So what we're going to do is, and there's also not enough room for us to sit on. There's 3 of us in this house, which works out fine because 1 sits here and 2 sit here. It's fine. But when you want to stretch out on the couch and relax, it's very uncomfortable. We do have a finished basement downstairs, so we do hang out down there. So it was, do we bother doing this or not? But there's a lot of times, you know, in the week where we're not downstairs, we come upstairs and we really want to relax up here instead of going downstairs. So to do that, this was just not going to fly. So we ended up ordering another sofa. We ordered it off of Wayfair this time. So we're going to set it up. You do have to put it together just like we did with Amazon. I'm a little reluctant, but here's the thing. Another good deal, not quite as good a deal as this, but it's one of those things that if it doesn't work out, you didn't put so much into it that, oh boy, that was a waste. Wayfair also has a thing where after, I believe it's 30 days, if it's something that this is just not working out, you can return it. But one of the things about when you order things online is an issue, and this was, I'm really not too thrilled, but the box on both ends were really cut into, like it was really broken up. So it was torn on one side really bad where they taped it, and the other side at the bottom was really torn. So we're going to take it all apart and see how it turns out. But here's a little bit of advice. Definitely take pictures. Don't be afraid to complain and say something. Don't be afraid to return it. Even after you've opened it up, if there's parts missing or it's just in bad shape, take pictures and say something. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put it together. We're going to try to make sure all the parts are there. If it works out and it's comfortable and we like the look of it and everything works out, we're going to keep it. If it's something that is really awful right away, we're going to return it and exchange it for something else. If after a period of time it's just increasingly uncomfortable, not working out, we didn't waste a lot, we can end up putting it downstairs, selling it, doing whatever we need to do, and try it again. I personally would love to go to a furniture store, but if you're on a budget like we are, you really want to save your money, and that's why we do Wayfair and Amazon, maybe sometimes Walmart, whatever you need to do. But obviously, if you have the budget for it, go with a trusted long-time furniture store, especially in your area or even online, but one that you trust. And make sure you look into those return policies and what the rules are. So here we go. We're going to put it all together. And by the way, we are saving this sofa. This is going to go in the office, and we'll show you what it looks like in the office. So here is the new sofa, and now I want to style it. It did not come with pillows, as I've said earlier, but I'm going to add new pillows to it, kind of floof it up with a blanket. I want to keep adding texture on texture on texture and also make it much more cozy and homey. Originally, I had wanted a plaid blanket. I do have some, but unfortunately, they're not the color that I need. I've not found any. Had a little bit of a cold the past couple days, so I haven't been able to even go out thrifting or buy new in a store. I did look on Amazon. They're either a little too pricey for what I'm looking for right now, or they're just not what I was exactly looking for. So we're gonna go with one that I already have on hand. I have a fluffy faux fur one that unfortunately matches a little bit of the sofas. I was trying to add different texture, a different design, different patterns going on, so it wasn't too much plain on plain. Sometimes the plain is really nice if you can add different textures. So we're gonna try that first. So I've gotten these pillow covers. It's a nice tan chenille. Yes, it is very similar to this, but it's just enough of a hue different where I think it'll be okay. And it's very soft, it's very luxurious. I really like these. And I grabbed some pillows, some more pillows from Amazon. So when you first get it, they're going to be vacuum packed and they're really flat. So what you do is, if you want to do it right away, you put them in the dryer for like 15 minutes. It really fluffs it up, but also just kind of take your hands and kind of fluff them up a little bit. That really makes a difference because of the fiber fill inside. It really helps them. Now even when you have the cover on, just floof them up a little bit, mess with it a little until you find like you're liking the exact feel. And always give it a little karate chop so you get a nice lived-in look. We're going to do more of these here. I'm going to mix them in with pillows I already have with this faux fur. It matches my blanket. Generally, a good rule of thumb is to have maybe a 20 by 20 pillow and an 18 by 18 cover, just so it really poofs up. Lately, I've been going with the same because of the price, budget-wise, but also I like that it has a little give to it. But don't be afraid if you really want them poofed up and you want them to be a little bit more designer-friendly, designer-looking. You really want to maybe have a bigger pillow inside. And you just have to stuff it in there, but it will give it a very luxurious look. I had this one already. I have an obsession with pillows, but this is one I've already had on hand. This tan pillow I ordered, I believe in the springtime, and I really like the look of it. So we're going to leave that. So we've got different textures going on. We have a linen feel, we have a faux fur, and we have a chenille. So all of that is going to help, along with this very soft corduroy look to it. So hopefully it's not, it makes sense. Hopefully it's not boring. The thing is you can change it. For now, for the fall, this works for us. So for fall, I really like this look in general. And even in the winter, it'll work. So we have a very basic palette going on, but I think it's going to work. Now here with the blanket, I'm going to fold it in half. Normally I would drape it over the back, or I would kind of have it leaning. What I'm going to do is a little something different, just on the end, on the arm there. I'm just going to let it rest a bit. Just give it a little texture on the end. And there we have our very basic couch. As far as basic meaning the coloring and the styling, but we have our new legs, the new couch in general. We had ordered new pillows, and I had a couple on hand, and it all comes together for that different texture look, the different pattern. There's no real pattern going on here, but the texture alone is going to make a difference. But I can add pattern. If I find a blanket, I'll let you know in a different video. However, for now, I think this works because that's kind of what we're going for. We're going for a certain look for this fall. Very muted, very subdued, just really mild. You know, sometimes you go a little crazy with patterns and colors, and
I'm really not feeling any more of those really dark, deep colors. Not even orange or reds. I really like this very muted tone. So what do you think? We have some color in the room with these blue chairs. That adds just enough of that with the grays and the tans. I think it gives it a little bit of a kick, but it's still muted enough. Wanted to do the same pillows over here as I did on the sofa. So now it gives it a cohesive look here. So we have these, and then we have this. So again, very muted, but I think it works for us especially. But if I find a plaid blanket, I might add that. And then this chair, we had an orange pillow for a while, so I'm not really into orange, but I really like how soft and comfortable and big and fluffy this is. I'd gotten it from Home Goods, and it's great. And it has just enough of the cute pumpkins. You've probably seen it already in our decor, but I'm gonna add it back just to add a little splash in this room. And it goes well with the blue as well. So then we have this blanket. It's very simple, but it's soft. I'm trying to think, but I feel like I might have gotten this from Walmart. I'm going to fold it a couple times. And this one I'm going to put on the back of the chair. Give it a little texture. And then the pillow. And that gives it a little kick, a little splash of that color. Even though it's orange, I'm not a big fan right now. I think it works for this. So now we have the sofa and the chair together, and then we have the other two blue chairs. So this little guy, this is a little ottoman that Paul had picked up for free on the side of the road, and it's in great condition. It's a little plain, it's a nice way of putting it, but it's in perfect condition. Nothing's torn on it. It has like a grayish, we'll call it grayish leather. It's probably a faux leather. Not quite vinyl, but it's a faux leather. But it has these cheesy legs on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order some new legs, and I'm thinking about recovering it, but I may leave it. It all depends on what I end up finding and if I feel confident enough to do this. I don't sew, but the idea would be to have it where it would fit perfectly over it. Nothing too flowy or anything, just something that would literally fit and tuck in and be a different look to it. Not sure if we're going to get to it. What I love about this is it has a little secret compartment. I don't know what I'll put in there, but I love that you can do that. It might be like down the road you could put like remotes or something. You could do whatever you want. Maybe you have an animal and you want to put their toys in here and wait, so you don't want it displayed. It's a great idea, but this was free. So with new legs, maybe a new top if I feel confident enough. It'll give it a new lease on life, and we're going to have it either up here or downstairs. But I just love that it was free, and it's a cute little thing. So the shelf looks like it's more flush. With the back of the couch, it's lifted more so we can fit our tables underneath. It's nice and neater without all the cords. You can still see a little bit of the cords on the sides here, but for the most part, a lot of that cord issue is gone. Sorry about the wobbly camera, folks. And then we have our new cushions, and everything just feels like it's in better place. I just put a few things like pine cones there, as you can see, just to add a little bit of that fall element. Now, I did this, and the idea was keep it up until Thanksgiving and start decorating, but through the years we've been doing it earlier and earlier, and I'm really glad that we decided to do that. So actually, ironically, as I'm showing you this, next week for the next video, we're going to be showing you Christmas decor. So, sorry about that it was so late. It's a lot of ongoing projects, so we had to kind of finish this, and then ironically just to change it up for Christmas decor. So we're downstairs for this project. This is going upstairs. This is the finished product. What we're going to do is poly it, but we wanted to show you how it all turns out so we can get this video out in time. But we're going to be putting on a couple layers of polyurethane. It's a matte polyurethane. I like the color. I like how it is. It looks a little bit closer now to the Pottery Barn inspiration. It's a little bit different, but than that particular inspiration, but I'm liking the shape of it. The shape is pretty similar. That one that we liked had 2 drawers. This has 1, but I really like how it came out. And it's a little bit darker than that one, but I really am happy with it. With this drawer, we're going to put on the new knob. This is an older knob that we've had, that we used to have on our kitchen cabinets, and we always save knobs. So this is going to go on there, on this, but we just have to change out to a longer screw. Sorry about the noise, folks, in the background. I'm doing my laundry at the same time. So here's the coffee table in place. Unfortunately, before this video is out, I will not be able to decorate it. I'll have to show you next week. I can't put anything on it because it's still slightly tacky. We are going to polyurethane it. A couple of layers, as I said before, just so you get the basic idea. I'm going to back up a little bit. I really like how it came out. I'm so sorry I couldn't decorate it for you, but you get the idea. And if you remember these, if you've been with us for a while, these were our pictures that we had up last year, and I wanted to go back to that. I really loved our sailboat pictures. It just seemed for fall I wanted to be a little bit more moody and darker colors, so we're going back to these. I'm always on the lookout. Eventually we will have different, more professional pictures, but for now. And one thing now we'll have it like this. But one thing I want to point out is this is still like the bane of our existence, this TV here, and why we have it like this is because we have like an arm that comes out behind the TV, so it helps move it forward and go from different side. We can angle it and rotate it. So we like that because of different places where we sit in the living room. But I think in the end what we're going to do is eventually take that out and have this against the wall again, and then we'll try to frame it out just so it doesn't look like this hindrance. But just so you can see. And then of course the pillows here as well. On the end tables here, I wanted to point out that we had something different in the beginning. It only lasts for so many days, so we changed it out. So by the time this video is coming out, we've changed it again, and already, as you can see, these leaves here are already starting to curl up. I like it fresh. They are in water, and I like it fresh like that, but these things still don't last very long. We had some company coming, so I had changed it up, and I keep changing it every so often. And I could absolutely do more faux, but this particular time I decided to keep it as is. Now, if you remember, I did the this blue shag, this like bluish gray shag area rug, and that's what I had on hand, but I am looking for a better rug. And then I have the white pelt here, faux pelt, that I put in front of the fireplace as like a layering, just so it looked a little bit more luxurious and comfy in front of the fire. But there you go. What do you think? Let us know what you think of upstairs and downstairs. And by next week, I'll be able to show you, possibly by the time this is edited, I'll show you a quick picture. But if not, I'll show you next week how we styled this coffee table.